Which of the following contains the smallest number of ions? So right now I don't see any ions there, but I could, with this first one, change that, write a dissociation equation for it. Let me do that. So KOH, potassium hydroxide, will dissociate into potassium ions and hydroxide ions. Okay. Now, if I look at this, I have a volume and a concentration, so I can find how many moles there are for that one. So the number of moles, I'm going to need more room here. I'll do it this way. So for KOH, dissociates to potassium ions and hydroxide ions with our aqueous in there, aqueous, water, etc. Okay, so to figure out moles, it's C times V. So the concentration is 2.0 moles per liter multiplied by the volume, which is 0.3743 liters. Liters cancel. So I times that by 2 in the calculator. So 2 times 0.3743. So that's 0.7486 moles of potassium hydroxide. So I'll put an arrow through there. So this, the amount of that is 0.7486 moles. So since this is 1-to-1, that means when this dissociates, I'm going to have 0.7486 moles of that. And I'm going to have 0.7486 moles of hydroxide ions. So this is what I started with, and then this is what's in the solution. Now they say, what's the smallest number of ions? So here, if I look at this solution altogether, and typically you don't add them up, but in this case, they want to know what the total number of ions are. So you'd add those. So you'd get, if you added those two, that gives you 1.4972 ions. And that's how many ions you have in that one. And then you just do the same thing for each of the other ones. Let me show you the second one, and then you can do the other ones. Okay, so let's do the sodium sulfate one in blue. So I have sodium sulfate, and when you dissociate that, you get sodium ions, sodium ions and sulfate ions. In this case, you get 2 sodium ions because of that 2 right there. Okay, so they say that I'm just going to do the calculations over here. So the volume is 0.2971 liters, and the concentration of sodium sulfate is 1.0 moles per liter. Now I probably should have done sig figs on this first question. It looks like there's 2 sig figs. So for this one, I would call it 1.5 moles of ions. So that's how many was in the first one. Okay, the second one, moles are equal to C times V. So point times 1, it's just going to be 0.2971 moles. So that's of sodium sulfate. That's this one, 0.2971 moles. Okay, when it dissociates, it's going to give me double that. So what's that, 59.42? 59.42 moles of those ones, because that's double, but this one is 1-to-1, so it'll be the same as the first one. So 0.2971 moles of that one. Okay, so this would be the total number of ions in that solution. And again, let's add those up. So 0.59, I hope I got that number right, 0.5942 plus 0.2971 is, the total of these two is, I'll put it right here, 0.8913 moles. If I rounded sig figs, 2 sig figs, it'd be 0.89 moles of ions. So if I'm comparing the first two, so if I'm comparing this one and this one, they want to know which has the smallest number of ions. So comparing this one to this one, so far this one is winning. It's the lowest number. But then you need to do the same. So we've done this one and this one. You need to do the same thing with this one, same thing with that one. All right. If you have questions on it, you can give me a holler.